The first time Emily tasted the floor of that cold, gray school hallway, she thought her lungs would never fill again. She lay there, vision blurring, the cruel laughter of her bullies ringing in her ears as one of them pressed a knee against her throat. Her hands clawed helplessly at the weight crushing her windpipe, panic screaming in her chest as tears mixed with humiliation. For a moment, she thought she would die, not from the choke itself, but from the unbearable shame of being powerless, voiceless, and unseen. And yet, in that silence of suffocation, something inside her sparked, not a gentle ember of fear, but a violent flame of defiance. If you believe in kindness, in second chances, and in the strength that rises from the darkest moments, please take a second to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindfire Stories. Together, we can keep these stories alive, stories that remind us of the power in every human heart. Emily had always been the quiet one. She sat at the back of class, books clutched to her chest like armor, eyes downcast as if avoiding the world's gaze could protect her from it. She never fought back, never raised her voice. To the bullies, that made her an easy target, a canvas for their cruelty, a punching bag for their own brokenness. They mocked her clothes, shoved her into lockers, whispered about her behind her back until their words felt like knives. But that day, when their taunts escalated into choking her on the floor, something inside Emily snapped. Not in rage, not in vengeance, but in a desperate, bone-deep realization, this cannot go on. I will not let them own me anymore. But change didn't come overnight. After that day, Emily went home and wept into her pillow until her eyes were raw. She looked at herself in the mirror, at the trembling girl who avoided her own reflection, and whispered, "No more." She searched endlessly online for ways to defend herself, stumbling across videos of women who had once been broken, just like her, only to rise stronger through martial arts. That's how she discovered MMA. At first, she laughed bitterly at the idea. Me? A fighter? She couldn't even speak up in class, let alone throw a punch. But something about those fighters, their fire, their resilience, the way they stood tall after every blow, pulled at her soul. Her first day in the gym was nothing short of humiliating. Surrounded by confident athletes dripping sweat and determination, Emily felt like an imposter. She stumbled over footwork, missed every punch, and left with bruises that burned as much as her pride. But when the coach, a weathered man with eyes sharp as steel, told her, "Every fighter starts where you are. The only difference is who keeps showing up," she felt a spark of belonging she had never known before. So she kept showing up. Day after day, night after night. Emily's body began to change first, muscles slowly building where weakness once lived. Her shoulders straightened, her walk steadied. But the real transformation was deeper, buried in the marrow of her spirit. Every time she hit the bag, she wasn't just practicing punches, she was striking at the voices of those bullies, the laughter that once echoed in her chest. Every drop of sweat that hit the floor was a tear she had once shed in silence. Every bruise became proof that pain could make her stronger, not smaller. Yet the world didn't stop testing her. One afternoon, months into her training, Emily crossed paths again with her tormentors. They hadn't changed, still sneering, still cruel, still feeding on her past silence. One of them smirked, "What are you gonna do, little mouse? Cry again?" But Emily didn't cry. She didn't cower. She simply looked at them, really looked, and for the first time, they looked away first. They didn't know why, but something in her eyes had shifted. She no longer carried the weight of fear. She carried the quiet, unshakable strength of someone who had learned how to fight, not just with her fists, but with her spirit. Years later, Emily stepped into the octagon for her very first MMA fight. The roar of the crowd was deafening, but inside her heart there was only calm. She wasn't fighting her opponent that night, she was fighting every choke, every shove, every insult that had once told her she wasn't enough. As the bell rang, the fight unfolded like a storm. Her opponent was fast, aggressive, throwing blows meant to break her spirit. But Emily absorbed the hits, remembered every drill, every late night of training, every moment she had almost given up. And when her moment came, she struck back, not with vengeance, but with power born of survival. She won that night. Not just the match, but the war she had been fighting since that day in the hallway. Emily's victory wasn't about glory or fame. It was about every kid sitting in silence at the back of a classroom, every soul crushed by cruelty, every voice strangled into quiet. She wanted her story to scream what she once couldn't: "You picked the wrong damn girl." If this story touched your heart, if it made you feel even a spark of courage, please take a moment to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Kindfire Stories. Your support helps these stories reach the people who need them most, the ones still searching for their own strength. Special request to comment: tell us in the comments if you've ever faced a moment when you felt powerless, and how you found the strength to rise again. Your story might be the light someone else needs.